When will we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko Prime Minister?
No. I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to withdraw that term, which is not considered parliamentary.
Mr. Speaker, I replace wacko with extremist.
I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to please withdraw that comment and simply withdraw that comment.
I'll replace it with radical.
No,
That's his policy.
I am not asking to replace. I'm asking the Honourable Member to just simply withdraw.
Mr. Speaker, I replace the word wacko with extremist.
One last time. To please withdraw that comment and simply withdraw that comment.
I simply withdraw and replace with the aforementioned adjective.
Mr. Poilievre, I have to name you for disregarding the authority of the chair. I order you to withdraw from the House and from any participation.
What chaos in the House of Commons on Tuesday. Pierre Poilievre being kicked out of Parliament for calling the Prime Minister wacko. This all the result. You heard the end right there. But before that, a testy exchange between Poilievre and Trudeau with a debate over drug policy leading to a back and forth fight over which one of the two leaders is more radical. Let's get David Heurtel's take on the whole affair. David, welcome back to the show.
Always a pleasure, Elias.
So, you know what? Let's start off with Greg Fergus, right, the speaker, and his decision to ring him up, to throw him out of the ball game. Well, what do you think? Was that justified?
Well, I think it was justified. I mean, there were three warnings. It's clear that you cannot, in a parliamentary setting, same thing in Quebec City, you can't say that a fellow parliamentarian is wacko. You just can't. Those are the rules, and an experienced parliamentarian like Poilievre knows this. I think he used the rules to his advantage because over the last couple of weeks, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but we haven't been talking about Poilievre as much as we used to, and Trudeau's kind of picking up the attacks, the budget. And I think yesterday he used the parliamentary rules to his advantage media-wise in terms of the fact that this morning, I mean, Elias, across the country, that's what we're talking about in terms of politics.
So can I just ask you this? Because you know these rules from the National Assembly in Quebec. When I hear Poilievre say, okay, I replace the word wacko and I put in radical, right?
Yeah.
And I do that, and then he over and over, and then the last time he even says the word withdraw, because at a point I was like, oh, maybe Fergus wants to hear the word withdraw. So Poilievre at the end says, I withdraw and I replace. Why is that not good enough?
Because what he actually did is used the Fergus warning to actually send out more messaging. Which actually for me sends me the message that this was entirely staged by Poilievre and his team, because then he went on to say extremist, then he went on to say radical. So he's a wacko, extremist, radical. While Fergus just said you have to withdraw the word wacko. Usually in the Commons or in the National Assembly, when the speaker rises and says you're withdrawing, it happened to me a few times, you rise and you say, I withdraw the said word. Or je retire mes paroles. And what he did is I withdraw. He didn't say wacko, and he said I replace, which actually, extremist and radical, and basically he was using the disciplinary aspect of what Fergus was doing to actually expand on it. I got to say that to me, Fergus was a bit quick on the button here, and he could have, I think, could have said, okay, you did what you had to do, now withdraw. I think he could have gone maybe another inning, another inning of back and forth like this, and also what Poilievre is going to illustrate with this also is that Fergus has had already a lot of problems since he became speaker last year with partiality, right? With being very, very close to Liberals, or at least having the appearance. So I think he was a bit quick to get him out, but he was justified in doing it.
You never been thrown out of the ball game.
Thrown out of the ball game, no. But I have been warmed a few times.
Right. What's interesting here, David, is it is not lost on me that the Liberals have spent the last couple of weeks ramping up the attacks on Poilievre as an extremist, Alex Jones, that kind of stuff. No traction, it seems, of yet in the polls. So what after that? Because they tried the budget. Now they're trying the links to U.S. extremism. What next for the Liberals if that doesn't pan out?
Well, I'll say, Elias, on this, that it does take time to move the needle. We're looking at this every day, and we're looking at same day polling and tracking these things very closely. But for a change of message, for a change of tactic to really get into the public opinion, it takes more than a few days or a few weeks. I think by June, and I'm hearing rumblings that, even the Liberals themselves, even Justin Trudeau himself, is looking at the end of June as seeing if this moves the needle. After that, if it doesn't, I think you're going to have to double down even more on trying to tie Poilievre to Trump, which we're seeing even with this incident, right? We're trying to tie in, the Liberals are trying to tie in Poilievre's reaction to being tossed out to Trump's reactions during his trial.
So, David, listen, I've never used a gun, a rifle. I've never used a firearm in my entire life. I've never gone hunting. But let me tell you something. If I could rankle Anne-France Goldwater just a little bit, I might take it up. So let's talk about the deer.
Oh, come on.
In Montreal East, because the city of Montreal is facing the same problem that they faced at Parc Michel Chartrand in Longueuil. Turned into years and years a big battle there, right? And it seems like it's never ending. Is the city of Montreal, are they picking a fight here with an activist group you don't want to pick a fight with when it comes to the deer in Montreal East? Because now they're going to call in professional shooters with the deer overpopulation. David, you've dealt with the environment dossiers in rural with the Liberals and being environment minister. What are your thoughts?
I don't understand this. Just like I didn't understand, and I still don't understand Longueuil's obsession with shooting and killing the deer in Longueuil, I don't understand a so-called progressive, left-leaning, pro-conservation party like Projet Montréal saying that the only solution there is for deer overpopulation is shooting them. I just don't understand in 2024 that a civilized society like ours has no other solution than hunting down and shooting animals. I just don't get it.
David,
I don't get it.
Respectfully, I've done interviews on this show with wildlife officials and experts who have told me, who said, Elias, this is the only solution. And they're not bad people and they don't like killing things. And this is the solution.
I get it, and I've spoken to these people as well. I get there are certain experts that are saying that. I've heard other experts that are saying, maybe there are other solutions. I haven't, and again, I'm no expert, but it just boggles the mind that we're our solution in 2024 is killing animals. I just don't get it. I have a dog. Look, and I know it's not the same thing, but it's just like, to me, it just hurts. It's kind of a failure to me that, that's the only thing we can do with this type of problem. I get that it's a problem.
David, what happens if they call in the governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem?
Well, that's the thing, but interesting that you're pointing out with what Governor Noem is going through right now. She's even being, shot down by, pardon the pun, but by Republicans.
Yes.
By her attitude.
What,
I mean, even Republicans are saying, you know what, and she's probably going to be disqualified from becoming Trump's vice presidential candidate because of this.
And just to catch up our listeners, Kristi Noem, governor of South Dakota, she's releasing a book, and there's a chapter about how she had to kill one of her dogs, and
goats.
and she did it herself, and it's not going over well. David, got to leave it there. It's always a pleasure. Right. I'm going to put you down in the column of Team Bambi. You're on the record.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be on Team Bambi on this one.
Awesome. Okay, David, we'll talk soon.
All right, take care.